Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Jerm here. As you guys can see up on the screen, today we're going to be talking a little bit about Sofi Technologies Incorporated. Once again, this is ticker symbol SOFI. And the reason why we're talking about this one today is an absolute monster of a day for Sofi, up 10.77%. Now, I think yesterday Sofi was up like 4%. And in that video, I said, hey, this is a really big move. This is a crazy upward movement. And somebody commented on the video like, 4%, that's not a crazy move. Like, okay, guys, come on. You gotta be a little bit realistic or I don't even know. It was just so weird because, like, hey, traditionally, you're going for like 10%, 12%, 15% gains per year. 4% in a single day is crazy. 10% in a single day is insane. Now, yes, these moves are not totally unprecedented, especially because we've been so beat down this whole year. And I'm not saying a 4% day is like, oh, it's time to celebrate, now we're set and ready to go. But like, hey, 4% is an amazing day. 10% is really crazy. And in this video, we're just going to be talking about all the latest for Sofi stock, going over some news. And hey, this is just exciting. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Of course, as always, no financial advice in this video. I'm not telling you guys to buy, sell, nothing like that. Just giving my thoughts and opinions on some of the news, talking about some stories. So let's get into it. Today was definitely a good day for the markets, but not an insane day for the indices. Dow Jones up 0.8, S&P up 1.17, NASDAQ up 2, really good day. Russell up 1.02%, but it's not like the indices were up 2.5%, 3%, 4%, 5%, nothing like that. So it's not like Sofi had to go up 10 or 11% today. But over the last couple of days, when the indice had been up massively, and there were a lot of stocks up 5, 8, 10%, Sofi was not one of them. Yeah, it wasn't having these blow off top, crazy expansion days. So Sofi in some ways was kind of due. They were gonna make one of these moves, barring, some crazy, bad, horrible news or whatever. They were gonna make one of these moves eventually, and it finally came. And this is very exciting because now, again, no one knows if we've hit the lows. Nobody knows if the market's ready to turn around. But this is like 3 green days straight for the market, and people are starting to get excited again. People are starting to feel it again. It seemed like there for a while we hit like peak fears for everything. There was like World War III and oil and rate hikes and inflation and just all this different stuff. And now things are starting to calm down. Things are maybe starting to look a little better. That doesn't mean the worst is not yet to come, but hey, maybe we're going to start rebounding a little bit. We're now, significantly off the 52-week lows of 774. Now they're at 987, but when you zoom out even more, we're still down 37% on the year. We're still looking at lower lows and lower highs. We really need to get a lot of these graphs to kind of start getting back to these February or January levels before, I think we start celebrating too much. But hey, so far so good. As far as the news and what's going on today, Investor Place put out this article talking about insiders are buying Sofi stock. Here's why. Several insiders have purchased Sofi stock this month, including CEO Anthony Noto. And this is something that we have been covering a ton. The fact that Noto keeps buying the dip and keeps buying the dip and keeps buying the dip. And some people say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's such a small percent of his net worth. It's probably just kind of ceremonious or whatever. Like, they're not reading too much into it. But I've been telling everyone, I think it does matter a lot. And I think it's actually very significant. And like some other people have said, hey, these insiders, these directors of the company, these executives of the company, they're not trying to lose money. They're not just trying to burn their money in front of their own eyes. They think that this is a sound investment, and they know a heck of a lot more than a lot of other people do. So we saw this on the subreddit as well. More insider buying here. They say director Harvey Schwartz picked up 58,000 shares at $8.84 yesterday. It was actually today, I guess, 318. Maybe it was yesterday, 317. I don't know. And then the top comment here also says that 222,000 shares have been bought by insiders since March 4th. We're talking 14 days, even less trading days, buying up that many shares. I think that's significant. Now, it doesn't always mean the stock's going to explode. It doesn't even always mean that the stock's going to have good returns or any returns. But I would rather see my insiders and see my executives buying than selling or doing nothing. Again, I think it is a good sign overall. And the fact that they just keep going and keep going and keep going, eventually you start talking about significant amounts of money. 222,000 shares, we're talking about millions of dollars there. And I don't think, it's something that should be ignored. Now, I wouldn't read too much into it, but I don't think it's something that should be ignored. We also have this, the fact that Sofi Hong Kong has now launched IPO investing through EIPO. I think this is a very good sign. Again, if Sofi wants to be your one-stop shop for everything financial services, then they need to offer all the financial services. And I think IPO investing is actually really, really cool. This is something we've seen a couple different companies starting to do as of late. Robinhood being one of the more popular ones. And I think it's something that excites a lot of people. For many investors, does this matter? No. But for some investors, it does. And, people have long been saying, like, I wish I could have invested at XYZ company when it IPO'd, and then it had these insane returns or insane gains or whatever. And now average retail investors are finally starting to get some of these opportunities. And, we haven't had necessarily the most insane IPOs or the most successful IPOs as of late. I'm just thinking about like Coinbase and stuff like that. That was kind of a disaster. And Robinhood, that was kind of a disaster. But eventually, at some point in the future, IPO investments are going to be a big deal, and people are going to be able to make a ton of money off them, and they're going to be a cool way to get in on some of these companies that you believe in or love early, at the same time that some of these bigger players are able to get involved and are able to, get into things. So what it says here is with eIPO, you can now make an application to subscribe to the Hong Kong IPO available on the Hong Kong Main Board and Growth Enterprise Market or Hong Kong government bonds with a few simple taps in the SoFi app. You can track your application easily, get updates on whether you were successful or not in receiving the share allotments, and you'll also be notified through email if you were not successful. All this is done on the SoFi app. It's that easy. So they're trying to make, this historically kind of thing that was, always behind these barriers and walls and stuff. They're trying to make it easy, accessible, and exciting. And I think that's a very, very good thing. We'll have to see where this goes in the future. We also have this, SoFi trending on Twitter in the last 72 hours to 293,000 impressions. SoFi is, it has been for a while, but it's still continuing to grow as one of the most popular retail stocks. And yes, retail stocks often get a bad rap or whatever, especially as of late, as retail stocks have kind of gotten killed over the last couple months. But like somebody said, I think in the video yesterday, more hype, more excitement, more buyers is going to be eventually a higher share price. If you have a strong, loyal share base, so I'm thinking of something like Tesla, where they're always at crazy valuations, they're always running up crazy, they're always having big volatility and explosion stuff. It's because so many people love Tesla, the company and the stock, and it just shows, how excited people are about SoFi right now. And when SoFi makes big moves like this, like it has over the past couple days, up 17% in the last 5 days, it gets people talking, and I think that's a very, very good sign. So when SoFi does have big news coming out, when they do have good news coming out, everyone's going to hear about it. Everyone's going to probably, make their investment decisions based off that big news. That is very, very exciting. Again, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's not something that it's like make or break. But if I was going to choose to have a stock have a ton of impressions or no impressions, hey, give me this. This is another thing that I think is an overall positive for SoFi. We also have people just talking about the SoFi leadership in general. They say, I understand that many people are not happy about the stock-based compensation. I'm one of them. Yet, I believe in the leadership of Anthony Noto. Noto has purchased about $1 million of SoFi stock in the open market in the days. I have honestly been really, really impressed. Even in the, 4 or 5 months I've been covering and analyzing the stock now, I have been pretty impressed with the leadership team. I think they make a lot of good statements. I think they make a lot of good decisions. Now, we'll see over the next year, 3 years, 5 years, how a lot of these things work out. And yes, the stock-based compensation has been alarming, and it has been a huge issue. But they have come out publicly and said that they're going to work on it, and their goal is to eventually get their SBC in line with their other competitors as well, which I think is a very, very big statement. Now let's see if they can walk the walk. It's not just about talking the talk. And then, finally, last thing I want to talk about in this video, the fact that Noto has made a compelling argument for resuming student loans. SoFi will be fine either way. I know there is a ton of talk about, people saying, hey, SoFi really needs them to lift this student loan moratorium in May. Hey, SoFi's losing out on so much money, so much revenue, so much potential the further they keep pushing this thing back. And Noto's kind of reaffirming everyone that, hey, yes, we would love to start making some money off the refinancing. We'd love to, have some extra revenue coming in, all that stuff. But either way, SoFi is going to be fine. The student loan moratorium being lifted on May 1st does not make or break for SoFi. If it gets delayed, if it gets pushed back, if some student loans get forgiven, whatever, SoFi is still going to be okay. They're still going to be strong. They're still going to be in the game. So don't worry about it too much. And I think that is kind of a nice breath of fresh air for a lot of investors as well, I am sure. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about SOFI. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.